You read the title, so you know what it is. Let's get into it. Alright guys, today we're back at the dyno, and as you can see, as the title says, I've got a 2005 Corvette. It is completely stock, and we are going to do some pre-build dyno pulls just to kind of see what it's running, and figured I'd make a video for y'all, show y'all what it's showing. Got a special guest today, Brian, hanging out with me so we can get these dyno pulls done. So the car's been sitting for a few days, so it needs to warm up. So I'm gonna start the car, get the dyno turned on, and then we'll get into the pulls. All right, so while the car's warming up, what was I gonna say? Plans for the car. We are doing a A&A supercharger, BTR, red hot cam, a full exhaust, and a few other odd and end things. Gauge pod cluster and stuff. I'll show you all that in a minute. But right now we just really wanted to get some baseline numbers. Car came in, needed a fuel pump. So we put a fuel pump in it and got the car running. Made sure the car's safe to build, make sure there was no other issues the customer needed to address before we actually done this build. So once the car gets warmed up here, we'll do some numbers. I guess I can show you all the parts here real quick while the car warms up. All right, so originally the customer just wanted to do an exhaust and supercharger. We actually ended up talking him into doing a camshaft with it, kind of get a little bit more performance out of the car. So I'm gonna hand you over to Brian here and film unbox or showing y'all what the parts that we have. Unfortunately, the supercharger isn't here yet, so I'll have to add that in at a later time. But for right now, we got some goodies sitting here. The customer did request a boost gauge, so I'm going to do a pillar pod with a boost gauge and AFR. So here's Brian. So we went with the AEM gauges for the pillar pod. There's nothing in the boxes because I've already taken them out of the boxes, and installed them in our pillar pod here. So this will be gauge setup. We got boost and AFR. So I don't plan on running a lot of boost on this car, but hey, it's nice to know what you're pushing. So we are going to run the new MSD Atomic Air Force intake. This thing is really nice, really nice. There's not much out there on it yet. It's still kind of a new product. So we'll see what kind of numbers we can pull with this thing. This thing is sweet, like full two-piece setup, so you can open it up. It's got spots for a map sensor that will have to be drilled out at a later time. This thing does take its own fuel rails, so with this you have to order the MSD fuel rails. So got those right here. They are billet fuel rails, a full kit setup. So nice little billet aluminum fuel rails. And then I think I already said that the supercharger kit hasn't come in yet, but we do have the camshaft. And we went with BTR, Brian Tooley Racing. We hit them up and asked them what they would do for a supercharged build, and they sent us one of their new red hot cams. So we are doing Brian Tooley red hot cam right there. Nice. I mean, if you ever seen a camshaft for an LS, they all look the same. So there that boy is. And then we're going with dual valve springs. We got the dual valve spring down in here. upgrade. We are going to do it. They said it was not necessary, but as a insurance for these rockers, we are going to run stock rockers. So as an insurance, we're going to do the trunnion upgrade. It replaces the bearings in the rocker arm and prevents bearing failure or the rocker arm from coming apart. So if anybody knows Walker Halls, he's had lots of issues because of this. So we're going to try to prevent that. I'm actually not sure what's in this box. Oh, these are the push rods. Y'all don't need to see that. And then we are going with a 103mm throttle body for the setup. So we got that from BTR as well. So this big bad boy, big old throttle body. Yeah, Brian's got big old hands and that thing eats it. So, but yeah, that's all the parts we got for now. Once the car gets all the way warmed up, we will get back with you on these pulls. All right, guys, so the car's been running for a minute. I think we're about up to temp here. Oh yeah. All right, and I got the dyno connected over, so we're all connected up. I don't know if y'all can see that. Woo. So probably have Brian hold the camera while I do the pulls. We're going to do third gear pulls. This is a 4-speed auto in this year car, so third gear is the 1-to-1 ratio. I have had it's kind of tricky trying to get this thing not to kick down to second, so I'll have to ease into the throttle, and then once I'm at, like, I think it was like 45, 50, and then I could really hammer down and get this thing to pull right. So I guess with no further ado, let's get these pulls done. All right, guys, let's get into this. She wanted to kick down, so you heard the RPM jump up really quick. That's kicked down to second, so I'll have to redo that pull and try to get it not to kick down. All right, round 2. Hopefully that was a good number. I was really easy on the throttle coming into it until I went full throttle. So let's go look at the graph and see what we got. not too bad. It's kind of a little jittery, but overall pretty smooth. Looks like we put down 333, 348 torque, so not bad at all. For a stock car, these things are rated at 400, and that's at the crank. So by the time you have drivetrain loss and the friction on the dyno, usually you got about 25%, 30% loss in drivetrain. So based on what I've seen before for these stock cars, you're running around 320, 315 stock. So this is about normal numbers. So this is about what I expected. Hopefully with this supercharger can, we'll be pushing a lot closer to 500 on the dyno. We'll see. I don't know. That's my goals. That's my hopes. So I think that's about it for today. I might update the video whenever I get some, the supercharger comes in and stuff like that, whenever we actually start working on the car. So, until next time. All right, guys, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I'll update y'all whenever I get rest of the parts and we actually start working on the car. Big thanks to Brian for holding the camera today. It's been a while since we've actually shot some videos together, so that was nice. Be sure to check out his channel, Brian Lewis Vlog. I'll have the links down in the description. Our Instagrams will be down in the description. But until next time.